Cape of Good. Hope, hope, hope. I love that song.
I know it gets you excited, Lwandile, as well. Do you have any music that might get Uriza and Lwandile excited? We want to hear all of it. EKSE at capetowntv.org. Do dial us 021-448-0448. And who knows, your music video might be playlisted on this very show. Our Twitter handle is EKSE_live. Please do go follow us. We are available to you and yours Monday through Friday between 4 and 5 in the afternoon. Otherwise, you can catch the repeats between 7 and 8 in the morning. Otherwise, hop onto YouTube if you've got wireless data, endless data, too much Wi-Fi. We are on YouTube, it's EKSE on Cape Town TV. Joining us via Skype, Yaovi Ayeh, and he tells me that he's not related to Papa Penny Ayeh. We don't know about that, but we're gonna find out. Well, Yaovi, merci Buzile. Before we went to that musical interlude, COVID-19 and the lockdown caught the world by surprise, and it affected everybody and every industry by surprise. And everything had to take a standstill and a couple of footsteps back. How did it affect your career, and how are you planning to rise above it all?
Yeah, so are you referring to just my career, or just anything in general?
Your career, and then we can hit with one stone, two birds with one stone. You can answer both questions.
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of just my career, it hasn't been that has changed. I've been able to work from home, which is an amazing blessing. You never realize how blessed you are until these things take place.
Yeah.
So what has changed there? I've just been working from home. As for some of my other projects, I do have a business that I run. It's a travel business, so that's taken a tremendous hit. But overall, I think that this is an interesting time for small business, particularly because if you could weather the storm, you can take this into this time to really incubate yourself, to grow the business, to do some of the things that you do. So one of the things that we've been doing a lot of customer interviews. We've been just doing a lot of research and building the platform in different ways that we couldn't do before to see what happens. This has taken place. I think another interesting thing is that a lot of businesses right now, we're in a period where, in a lot of ways, things are not operating as they should. And so there's a lot of things that's happening that we can't really predict. And so it's showing that in the future, small businesses are going to have to be flexible, be able to any kind of attack that comes from anywhere. This is a natural attack, but we have to be ready for that. And then as for Ayeh, it's also been a great time because we've been doing, I myself been doing a lot of reading, and just kind of start thinking about how do we tap into different types of emotions to get our idea across the film, and what kind of responsibility do we have as producers to really make sure that we tell the stories as we were fortunate enough to receive it. So in a lot of ways, COVID has been an interesting thing where it's forced us to think different. And for the few of us that are enough to weather the storm, we're doing okay, but my heart goes out to tons of people who are either losing businesses or losing loved ones in this kind of situation.
Wow, I love that. That's very awesome. And I just want to know from you, as a filmmaker and producer, what are some of the projects that you have worked on, and also why? Because I know Lama, he's in love with tigers. He listened to the song "Eye of the Tiger." He's a tiger on his back, a tattoo, and he's like, "This is why I'm producing tiger segments." Rawr. But we want to know from you, what are some of the projects you worked with and why?
Some of the past projects that I've worked on as a producer.
Yeah, as a producer.
Yes, so this is actually interesting. I've done some few things in writing, which is somewhat same line. Again, it's trying to tell a story there, but nothing at this scale. So it's actually my first opportunity as a producer.
Oh wow! Okay. And,
okay. Ayeh, I want to know, do you have words of encouragement to future filmmakers? Because I I presume that there are people that you inspire and they look up to and they want to match what you're doing, if not escalate and bring levels that you have not achieved just yet. What words of encouragement do you have for the future filmmakers, especially the young people that you work with?
Yeah, so I think things that I was particularly inspired about in terms of doing Ayeh is one thing that I've had in the past. So my family, growing up, we never really had actual cable TV.
Okay.
So the only thing, History Channel, which was free, so we watched documentaries, a lot of documentaries. So growing up, that was like what I watched.
Yeah.
It's something that is very natural to me. One of the things that I picked up after watching a ton of documentaries is that usually the person who's behind the camera or behind the voice, the narrator, you can kind of tell that there's a bias there. Right? There's a way that they're meaning when they're telling this story. And I've always enjoyed the aspect of hearing all sides of the story. And that's something that I try to do with Ayeh. So one thing that I would say definitely encourage is that try to make sure that you tell all different sides of the story, right? And try to stay as far as possible to kind of inject your own ideas into the film and try to mold the user, the audience's perspective. I think that's something that I try to do, and it's something I will encourage people to do because nowadays, where we're taking in information more than our fathers, our grandfathers, and our ancestors have done. And so because we're taking on information, a lot of us, for example, in the United States here, we have Democrats and we have Republicans.
100%.
Democrats, they tend to news or listen to news or media outlets that reinforce and doesn't really challenge them to pre-existing beliefs. Same goes true for Republicans. Now, none of us is ever completely right. We're right all the time and we're wrong some of the time. When we think about how do we heal as a nation, when we think about telling a story like this, we have to hear all sides of the story. That means hearing the side of the oppressed. That means hearing the sides of the bystanders. So I think that one thing I would be sure to make sure that you tell all the sides of the story and not just one side.
I love that, man. That is super awesome, and I'm sure people will take that words of encouragement and be like, wow, I can actually do this. And a lot of people actually tell the story of the times when they never had cable TV, and now look at you. I mean, seeing you working at Dell Technologies and things. But if people actually want to get in touch with you, they want to follow you, they want to get to know more about you. For example, I asked you earlier in terms of your background because I thought it was real, and you just told me that it's actually a Zoom background you found online. But if people want to get in touch with you, like the horse on the background, how do they get in touch with you on social media? Yeah,
so on social media, it's just my first Yaovi, Ayeh. On all platforms. That's basically where I go. I'm not too active here, but I'm trying to be nowadays.
Okay. We all get there eventually.
I'm sorry?
I say we all get there eventually,
Exactly. Exactly.
Cool stuff. Thank you so much for your time, Papa Penny Ayeh. Excuse me, Yaovi Ayeh.
Yaovi, I think what you need to do is straight out of this interview, go onto YouTube and see exactly who Lama is talking about. And I think I would have wanted to be related to Papa Penny Ayeh, but nevertheless.
Thank you so much for your time.
I'm really curious.
All right, then. I understand that it's morning at the United States. You can go back to sleep while we carry on with life right here in South Africa.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you guys for this opportunity. It's been great speaking with you all. And hopefully some of the answers were helpful.
Awesomeness. Well, you guys can catch the repeat of this interview. It will be on YouTube platform as well. Or you can just tune in tomorrow morning, 7 to 8 a.m. Other than that, we're going to take a quick ad break because Lama needs to sanitize his hands. I don't know what's up with you. I'm a tiger.
Quick ad break. Don't go anywhere.